Welcome back to the Moving Forward podcast. You already know what time it is, man. Big shout out to Chef Couture and Disha for coming on the show last week. Everything about her is official, and she actually motivated me to want to do better in what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But today, I know y'all used to me going about this thing a whole different way, but I got a serious episode. I got my boy
Garrison Redd, you already know.
and
G baby.
G Baby.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to the other G Baby from the
Yeah,
start.
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in
QBB.
peace.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? When you said
Facts.
G Baby in the elevator, I'm like, G Baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a little serious episode that I'm having today. Hopefully today could motivate a lot of people that's disabled, that's going through something that might think they can't rise from their situation. After this episode, most likely y'all be motivated. Hit me up, man, or hit Reed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rad,
And
rad.
Rad. Hit Rad up, and we could get y'all through this, man. So let the world know where you from, brother.
Yeah, so I'm from Brooklyn, New York. You already know. I'm from like the Brownsville, Crown Heights section, what we call up the hill, Ralph between Sterling and Park Place.
Mhm.
Then I moved to the east when I was kind of around like 18 years old, and that's where I've been living for like the last 17 some odd years. But I always ventured to the east even as a child,
Okay.
so I pretty much claim the East New York.
Okay, what about you, G Baby?
Brooklyn as well. I'm from Flatbush.
Uh-huh.
Grew up there most of my life. I spent some time in Queens too, so shout out to
Okay.
Queens.
Q.
Yeah.
Yep. Queens
Big
get the
Queens.
money.
Yeah, that's a fact.
All right. So Red, G,
Yeah.
it's all right. If I
Everybody
you
call me G, G
yeah,
Money,
yeah.
Big G.
Yeah.
All right. So G,
Yeah.
I want to talk about your life before the incident. Then I
Yeah.
want to talk about it after, and I want to talk about what your life has been like with your
Yeah,
loss.
disability.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So what's going on, man? Let's start off your life
So
before.
growing up, before I got injured, before I got shot and paralyzed, growing up, I played football. I played a lot of sports, but I excelled at football. I went to James Madison High School. I was a standout running back and safety. I was on varsity early as a underclassman and all of that. Um, I had aspirations of playing in the NFL. But life throw you lemons sometimes and you gotta make lemonade out of it. But yeah. So life growing up was, wonderful. I had two hardworking parents, so and I'm an only child, so I pretty much had like, everything I
Mhm.
needed for the most part. My cousin here, it's like my brother, so
Okay.
we
That's a
did
fact.
No doubt.
everything together growing up. So it was like, any other childhood growing up in the hood, some of the things we see, we normalize, but you learn. You get a lot
Right.
of street smarts and other, types of smarts that can carry you forward to whatever you want to do in life.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
So what happened that led to that day when you got shot?
Well, I was outside. It was an ordinary summer night. I grew up in the hood, so like what I tell people, the hood is different. Like the hood is not like you see America, they don't talk about what goes on in the inner cities, like the violence and especially the senseless violence. So like I was outside ordinary summer night.
What block was it, be on mine?
This was on Ralph and St. John's
Okay.
specifically, right on the corner. I was with like 6 of my friends. But growing up, this was back in 2005. So
Okay.
like you could live on one block and you have beef with like a whole nother block. And when you got beef, it's everybody in the neighborhood. They don't care if you're a part of it, just
You
because
on that
grew-
block,
yeah,
anybody
you grew up
outside
with so
getting
and
it.
so. That's
Guilty by
it. That's your
association.
that's
Mhm.
your neighborhood, So like some dude from another neighborhood that didn't like, the people from I guess my neighborhood or whatever came up and then asked a few questions, pulled out a gun, and I was the closest one to him. When he started shooting, I got hit with the bullet. I remember just falling to my knees, feeling that heat. They don't tell you about the heat. When you get shot, it's this heat sensation that make you feel like your body's like on 1,000 degrees, man.
So did you know where you got shot at, or you just knew you
I
got
didn't know.
shot?
I just knew I got shot, and that was it. I didn't know I couldn't feel like my legs or whatever until they started moving me in an ambulance. I'm like, yo, something don't feel right. I only feel like half of my body, moving on to the stretcher or whatever. So then they like basically I was in the ambulance, I was still coherent and everything. Um, but I just remember like getting to the hospital and waking up like 2 days later, and like, I have all of these wires and tubes and stuff like that. And then, that's when they told me what happened and all of that. And then I was like, all right, it is what it is. I had a lot of very powerful support system. So it was like, yo, it is, whatever. You gotta see the glasses half full instead of half empty,
Empty.
And then from there, like, I had a doctor and she was mad cool. Shout out to Mary Baldorf, she was a cool doctor or whatever. And she like, yo, you might not, in the event you can't play football no longer, you can always think about being a coach. You have a lot of leadership qualities and things
Right.
of that
All right,
nature.
now we
Yeah.
speeding.
Yeah,
We
I,
speeding.
yeah,
Let's just slow down, right?
yeah, say that.
So when you woke up, you said it was
Yeah.
about 2 days later.
Yeah.
You was in a coma?
Nah, they like sedate you. I guess while they doing all the like the surgeries and
Right.
stuff like that.
So what actually where did the bullet enter
Oh,
and what happened?
so
What did it rupture?
I got shot right above my hip, and the bullet got lodged under my shoulder, under my armpit. Um, the bullet didn't hit my spine, but it burnt the nerve surrounding my spinal cord, which left me having to, use the wheelchair and stuff to get around.
Okay.
Yeah, so the bullet, just the heat of the bullet alone burnt the nerves. And
Wow. So you
that's
don't
what did the
actually
damage.
this is educational because I
Yeah,
thought that
facts.
if a person gets shot in their back and they hit their spine, they could be paralyzed. I ain't know that even
Oh
around
yeah,
it,
yep.
it could lead you
The
to
the,
loss of your
the
legs.
trauma through the heat of the bullet would kill the nerves, like burn the nerves. So it basically burnt you on the inside or whatever. So like that does damage. And then there's all so with the spinal cord it's tricky. So some people could get hit in the spine, but they good. Like the bullet might have got stuck in the spine where it didn't affect them to the point where they might have like walking issues and things of that
Mhm.
nature. So it all depends. And then I got hit lower. So like I got hit around the T12. The spinal cord got different levels.
Mhm.
So I got hit like in T12. So like I could walk with like braces and stuff. Like I still got core, but some people that get shot like in their neck, um, they have less ability. So they might not be able to move their arms, or they might be able to move their arms, but they have some issues with the strength of their fingers and
Mhm.
things of that nature. So um later on, it's like fortunate enough, my injury was low enough where I'm able to live an independent life and
Right.
things of that nature.
So
But
when
yeah.
they was you there when this happened to
Nah,
G?
I wasn't. I was actually when I heard about it, I was at football practice.
Okay. And you was playing for the same school?
Nah. So I'm 3 years younger than him.
Okay.
So I'm playing for like the Brooklyn Skyhawks.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah,
Skyhawks. Wow.
yeah.
I know about the Skyhawks,
Nah, I
bro.
think you was in that summer youth thing, Big Apple, because you was coming to Madison. I was
No. I was still playing with Skyhawks.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
I
playing for the
still
Skyhawks?
yeah.
playing with Skyhawks.
That's what's up. They used to be nice back in the days, bro.
Yeah.
I think they still nice.
They still
I
nice?
think they still
Yeah, I
nice.
played for Kings Bay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rivals.
Yeah, rifles.
So when you was in this hospital
Yeah.
and you woke up and they told you
I was in Brookdale.
you was
for a
God.
fact.
I-
I was in Brookdale.
So when they told you that you have no more use of your legs, what's the first thing you thought about?
That can't be true. I'm like, this can't be true. This a dream. I think when they told me, I went back to sleep type of thing. Like, y'all playing with me, like, and then I'm like, yo, I gotta play football again. That's all that was on my mind. So I'm like, whatever they say, it is what it is. They not God. They don't got the final answer at the end of the day. So, with that said, after I was in the hospital, we had to go to rehab. So like
Right.
if you get a spinal cord injury or any like traumatic injury where it's severe, you're gonna have to go to a rehab hospital like right after. So
Right.
like you don't go home. So you go to the rehab hospital.
How long was you in this rehab
I was in
hospital?
that hospital for 11 months.
Wow.
Yeah. I graduated from high school and all of that while I was in the rehab hospital.
Wow.
But that changed my whole perspective on life
Cause you
because
seen other
other
kids with
kids,
disability
yeah, young kids, like
from being shot,
shot,
sports,
born that
born.
way, cancer, all types of different, disabilities or illnesses that cause them to be at that rehab facility. And there you feel me, it changes your perspective on life because you become more appreciative of, what you have and things of that nature,
Hmm.
because you're gonna be around someone like I remember it was this kid, he was probably like 4 years old, 3 years old. He was born without legs and he used to like walk on his arms and stuff like that. But the kid was happy every day, like no issues or whatsoever. And then I met a girl who had like stage 4 cancer. She was terminally ill, basically. And like they didn't send her to a hospice because, they still had hope that she was gonna get better. But she didn't really get better, but she was happy like every day, like knowing that,
One day.
one day is coming and that day is could be tomorrow. So it was like, yo, even if I can't use my legs, like I'm still gonna make something of
Right.
myself. Cause
Right.
like I can't I'm around people that never played football, never wrestled, played basketball, none of that. So it's like what I gotta complain
So
about.
did that like help you
Yeah,
through your situation? Because I
yeah,
know from walking, is it
yeah,
different from being born with a disability
yeah,
and something
facts.
happening to you and you losing that?
Well, that helped me. And then my parents helped me. Cause my mom's like, nobody gonna have sympathy for you. Nobody gonna have empathy in this world. Like life still goes on. So like you still gotta graduate high school. Then she like pretty much like, yo, when you get out the rehab hospital, you got like 6 months to either go to work or go to school. You're gonna have to pick one. Cause you can't just be in the crib just doing nothing all day, moping. That's what happens to a lot of people when they find out like they have a spinal cord injury or whatever, and no find out they got paralysis. They stay in the house because they feel like they can't because they lost so much, they feel like they can't do anything.
Right.
And it's like my mom's was not having it because she's an addiction counselor when I was growing up. So
Okay.
like she dealt with helping people, rehabilitate, even though it was a different field, it was like the similar concept. So and then she like you mad smart. At the end of the
Right.
day, like you always was a straight A student, always had like, the highest region scores and stuff like that. So like even with finishing high school, the classes I had was like little classes, like
Right.
music and stuff like that. So but that goes, on like, we all have our fate decided already. It's, the man upstairs got a book. He wrote it down on this day. You're going to do this, that, and the third. And like, sometimes, we get different
Yeah,
adversities.
that's a fact. So when you left the rehab hospital and you went home and your mom's motivated you to go out to get a job and to go to school, how was your everyday life like?
Cool thing in rehab, and shout out to NYU Russ, they really specialize in rehabilitating a person so that they could be independent. So when I came home, I was able to do everything by myself. Like I didn't need any help, any assistance from anybody.
Being that it was the first
Yeah,
time like moving, because you move
yeah,
now like it's
it's
second nature to you now,
yeah,
but at that time that was something that you had to learn, like a child learn how to walk again. Walk.
yeah. Because I used to walk with braces all the time, but the reason why I had to stop is doing as frequently is because my life started to change. So like, I went home. My pops helped me get a V or whatever, so I had the whip, and then I had to go to school right away. So it was like 3 months. So it was like, I'm just gonna learn how to, socialize and stuff like that. Link up with my friends. My friends used to come check me, take me to little parties and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But then it was like, I was already there. I was like, nah, I don't want to get bored.
Right.
It's very easy to get bored. So it was like, what happened was I went to Kingsborough. I rolled in Kingsborough. And then when I went to Kingsborough, I was like, all right, I got to use the chair more often because when I was using the crutches and the braces, it was just too slow. Like I couldn't get around like walking as fast as I could get around in a wheelchair.
Hmm.
And speed is everything in New York. You feel me?
And you was
Like,
by yourself.
yeah. So I'm by myself most of the time, and then I have to go to school by myself and all of that. So I'm like, I'm gonna take the chair. And then that's around the time I moved to the east around that same time. So
And the projects and all that.
nah,
I'm
nah.
saying, I'm saying
What-
when you, I know you got family and
Yeah.
friends that's in the
Oh
P's.
yeah, yeah,
What you do when the elevator broke? I guess this where you
yeah.
come in at.
Yeah, like somebody would carry me down and stuff.
Yeah, we always carry him.
Yeah,
I
that's
usually
how it was.
Right.
I usually
Yeah.
get somebody to get the chair, throw him
Yeah.
on the shoulder. We out.
I seen the
Yeah.
video when you was doing
Yeah,
that.
facts.
Yeah, I seen the video.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
facts. Right.
I'm pretty sure that
We used to
that's
do
what you
that a
do.
lot.
Right.
Go to
But-
clubs like that, all of that.
but-
we used to do. Yeah.
How important that is to have, being that, you know, when it first happened, you probably didn't know what you was gonna do.
Yeah.
But now you see who's really there
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you.
And like my friends, I like left the hospital. Like that was my friends when I left the hospital. Like my same mans, like that stayed with me through the whole duration. It's pretty much my same friends today. Then,
Right.
so I always say like I have the day one set of friends. Then I have like my day two set of friends who became like my day one. Those are like my family members.
Do you have friends? Did you stay friends with anybody you met in a disability rehab center when you went there?
Yeah. One of my friends, Destin, he passed away. He was,
Okay.
you know, he was a Queens dude, mad cool and all of that. He got shot kind of higher, like in his neck or whatever. So he had complications later on in life.
That
But
from that
yeah,
injury.
from that injury, about 10 years later, you know, like stuff started to go wrong and all of that. But you know, it's all about how you take care of yourself, especially when the injury's so high, it's kind of harder because
Right.
you're dependent on someone to help you with everything.
So what was your day-to-day dangers of not being able to use your legs when it first happened?
I mean, you have to be a lot more smarter. Like you have to use your brain a lot more. So you're not gonna go to certain places that you know you shouldn't be at. Like what was lit? I think it was this like the Jumbler was lit
Mhm.
at one point, and it had mad stairs. So it's like you ain't gonna go there just you and one of your mans. It's
Right.
mad stairs. Something happens. How you gonna get down? So you just become more aware. Um, I was the cool thing with me, I always was a cool person. So like I could get around in any community or whatever. So like I'll go to any neighborhood,
Mhm.
you know, drippy and all, and
Right.
I'm Gucci. Like I don't have any like fears. One thing, somebody came to me when I first got shot. Like I was in the I think I was still like in the ICU or whatever. And it was like a family friend, and he said something to the effect like, "You already faced death once. You don't have to ever worry about that again." And I really took heed to that. I'm like, I'm gonna live life fearlessly. Anything can happen. I'm doing something right. Look what
Right.
happened to me. So I'm just gonna live life and just let
No
it play
feeling.
out.
So you don't
Yeah.
have no feeling in your legs at all.
I have
like
some
s-
sensation. So like I can't feel if like somebody touched me lightly, but like if you hit my leg, I could
You
feel
could feel
that.
it.
Yeah, I could move it a little and stuff like that. So
So it's not 100% loss
yeah.
of feeling.
So there's incomplete and then there's complete injuries. The way my injury is considered an incomplete injury because I have sensation past the level of where I got shot at. So like my level was like T12, but I could move like someone who's like an L3 or whatever, or L2 in certain areas and things of that nature. Because the spine got, like I was saying, it got different levels in the spine. So
Mhm.
each level controls certain function that you're able to do.
Right. So this and this is a
Yeah.
question everybody want to know. I know it don't affect your sex life.
Nah,
At all.
not at all. You know, I'm him. I just leave it as that. You know, I don't say too much.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You have children?
Nah, I don't have any kids
No,
yet.
not yet.
Yeah.
Cause I was looking into something like
Yeah.
Christopher Reeves.
Okay.
He got a stem cell for people that's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Did you ever look into that?
Yeah, I looked into stuff like that, but if it's not like a definite that's gonna give me all my ability back, I'm not trying to just experiment right now. I'm
Right.
too busy. I'm booked and busy. So like securing that bag.
That's
So
a
I don't really
fact.
be having time to stop right now. Cause I'm completely comfortable with myself. So to go back and to give up another year of my life, that's gonna be kind of, you know,
Right.
it's something I gotta weigh out.
What did it take for you to get so comfortable with your situation? Cause I know that ain't happen overnight. G.
Nah.
That ain't happen overnight,
It
bro.
was kind of when I went to Kingsborough Community College. It was lit in there. Like I went in there and it's like the first week I was the man on campus. Like girls is coming up to me like, yo, can I carry your books or can I push you to class and all of that? And my chair don't got handles, so for them to say that, it's
Right.
like, oh, they going out above and beyond. But I think that was one of the things people treated me like I was still
It's
the
regular.
same
But you,
person.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
so
needed that though.
yeah, exactly. So it did as much for them as it did for me, just treating me like anybody else, And then I started like hanging out and stuff, like, doing regular stuff
Right.
that I ordinarily would have been doing. So, it was cool.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
led you into bodybuilding? Well, yeah,
Powerlifting and all of
powerlifting.
that. Me and him, we just like was on the couch one day, like, yo, this work shit is like corny, but it's like what paying the bills at the time. So we was like, all right,
You gotta figure shit out.
yeah, we
Right.
gotta figure stuff out. Like,
Yeah.
I can't be doing this like paycheck to paycheck thing. That shit corny. So
Mhm.
he like, yo, what we gonna do? So I'm like, I don't know, bro. He's like, yo, we gotta get a sport for you. We gotta find a sport.
Something, yeah.
Something like that. So I'm in the gym. It's crazy how the universe work. I'm in the gym. Some dude comes up to me, walks up to me and all of that. He's like, yeah, I run this, or I'm part of this organization called the Wheelchair Sports Federation and all of that. We be playing all different types of sports. So in my head, I'm like, I ain't doing that. Like,
Yeah.
what if I break an arm or something? Like,
Really over.
yeah, he like, yo, we got a wheelchair football practice. Come on out and all of that. You gonna
Wow.
like it. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I was just saying, let me find something to do. So I'm like, all right, bet. I go to the wheelchair football practice or whatever. And it's cool. But I'm like, I meet the president, my man, John Hammer. He's a good dude. And I meet him and he like, yo, what sport you want to play? Like, I think you could be a Paralympian one day. And I'm like, man, get out of here. That's like some TV stuff.
Right.
Like, there's no sport for me. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna connect you with this organization called the New Jersey Navigators. They like the best sports club in the country.
But what made them take a liking to you? What did they see?
I guess they just gravitated to me from my energy. Son saw me working out in the gym. He like, yo, you mad strong, but like, what you doing with it? So, and me just being cool, I'm like, yo, I'll play a sport, but it got to be a sport that I know I'm gonna excel at because I'm gonna put 110% into
Right.
it. So he like, yo, it was just one of those things. I guess he felt the right energy or whatever.
Mhm.
So he's like, yo, I got you. Puts me on his sports club, the New Jersey Navigators. Me and him go out there, and that like's a life changer. Like, we meet this dude, this guy Jimmy, who runs the club
Shout
at
out
the
to
time.
Jimmy.
Right.
Shout out to Jimmy Cuevas. He's telling us, he like, yo, you see son right there? He won a gold medal in Rio. You see him right there? We got him a job making like 6 figures at Merrill Lynch just because he wheelchair track race every weekend with us. And all that.
Wow.
So he like, yeah, if you good, you gonna win medals. You gonna make 30,000 a medal. So you can win like 5, 10 of them at the games, whatever. So I'm like, you lying. Go back a week later. He said, yo, you see this racing chair? And the racing chairs go for bread, like 6,500. So it's like, it's expensive. He like, yo, this chair right here, yours, some racing chair or whatever. He's like, I'm like, all right, go back the next week. He got a uniforms. Like, yo, this real uniforms, your name on a book bag, all
Mhm.
of that. So I'm like, oh, this some real stuff right here. Like, y'all
Mhm.
not playing.
Mhm.
So then it's like I was doing that for like 2 months, and then there's like a big competition where it's like wheelchair race, field sports like shot put, javelin, discus. It's called Tri-States. So he's like, yo, how much you weigh? I'm like, I don't really know,
Right.
like, I don't know. There's no way for me to get on the scale,
Right.
shit like that. So he like, I tell you what, I'm gonna get you weighed in. We got scales and all of that.
How
for
did they
you
weigh
to-
you?
So they have a wheelchair scale where they put a chair on the scale. You transfer over the scale like how I transferred over to the couch. You sit
Mhm.
on the seat. They zeroed it out. Then they weigh you like that.
Okay.
So at 123 pounds, I lifted 250 pounds when he put me in a powerlifting meet. And
Your
it's
first time.
first time raw,
Mhm.
don't know what I'm doing, all of that. Like I missed the first 2 lifts just because I didn't know what was going on.
And
like
that's real because when
Yeah.
you lifting, most people that's doing chest get the strength from their legs.
Oh yeah.
But you don't. You have no strength in your legs, so that's
Yeah.
all upper body work.
Facts. So then like the next day, like Team USA called me, sent me an email. So I'm
They was
looking at
on
the
'em.
email.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
yeah, I'm like,
Team USA?
yeah.
That's crazy.
USA Olympic Paralympic Committee. That's how it came
crazy,
up.
bro.
They like, yeah, we want you. We trying to get in contact with you for your extraordinary achievement. We want to like basically fly you out to Colorado Springs. That's the Olympic training facility. But I ignored the email. So like a week later, I come to practice. Coach like, yo, Team USA been trying to get in contact with you or whatever. You lifted like the most in that weight class in the country.
Wait,
So
how much you lifted?
123 and I lifted like 250
Yeah,
with
that's
no training.
different. That's different.
Yeah.
That's monster shit.
Yeah. So from there, I was like, all right, bet. So I got in touch with them. They had a camp. We had to go to like a little camp where it's more instructional and stuff like that. They actually had it where I train at now, which is Gagley on Strength. He was at the time training another like athlete, not in para sports, but like influencer, Larry Wills.
Yeah,
Larry Wills. He's like some big Instagram influencer. And he was like, yeah, he's trying to get into the sport. So they like paired us together.
Right.
Then like a month later, training with him, I ended up flying out to Colorado Springs for a camp. It's like a quick start camp. So like if they identify you as a potential like Olympian, Paralympian, they bring you to a camp with other athletes around the country and see what sport you're excelling at and try to get you on that pathway.
Okay.
So I went out there and then I was able to lift like 270 with like 2 months worth of training.
Wow.
And then that was like 2018, and then 2019 I made the team and all of that. Competed in my first national competition, and then I competed in my first international. I think in the beginning of 2021, because in 2020 I was supposed to go to Colombia and they shut down because of
the
COVID.
pandemic. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So is you still Team USA?
Yeah. I just came back the other day from Chile. I was at the Paralympic Games where I finished 6th in the Americas.
Okay.
So that's all the countries in the Americas in my weight class.
Who finished first?
Some dude from Chile. I'm gonna catch him though. He's on my radar, you know. Yeah. But yeah, you know, I'm lifting now closer to like 320 pounds. So
what's your eating like? You got a whole different regimen like on you?
I pretty much eat everything. I'm a little mindful, so like I don't eat junk food, but I still eat like regulars. I try to, because another thing is I live in New York. I still gotta enjoy myself.
The fast food life.
Yeah. Chinese is everywhere.
Yeah.
So, and I like that. So, you know, it's like it is what it is. But I try to eat a certain amount of protein a day.
Right.
I try to eat as clean as possible. You know, my carbs, like regular rice, mashed potatoes, stuff like that.
So you're a professional athlete.
Yeah, I'm world-class athlete.
World-class shit.
It's like I'm the Michael Phelps of powerlifting.
But he's been an athlete, though.
Yeah, I always was
been
an
an athlete.
Yeah.
But you see how it turned out?
Yeah, and I always tell people I'm going to use like my platform to be more like Muhammad Ali than Michael Jordan. So I could tell people on a world stage what individuals that, you know, suffer spinal cord injuries or people that got shot and, you know, living with their injuries for the rest of their life. I let them know, you know, and also I let them know what the inner city's about. You know, a lot of times people don't know that.
What the inner cities is about. Let
it's
them
different,
know on my platform.
You know, the inner city's different. A lot of things that we exposed to as youth, people never could imagine or never even heard of and stuff like that. Like, just like even the little games, like I tell people like sometimes, like we used to get a ticket for riding our bike on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I remember
which used
that
to be crazy. Like
different.
Yeah, but then they want us in the street to get hit by the cars. It used to be crazy out here. We didn't have bike lanes either.
We never had bike lanes, bro.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That's new. This is new Brooklyn we talk about with the lanes.
That's a fact. Or like telling them, letting them know, like, yo, used to go downtown, but you had to be careful on that A trade and stuff like that.
A lot of places wasn't safe.
If you was in Brooklyn going to Harlem, all of that, like you wouldn't go to Harlem Dolly, like stuff like that.
Skate Key and all that. That was different.
Empire skating ring. You know, we had fun. Like
different.
But if I tell people that they wouldn't imagine, I'm like, yo, you had to be careful though. Like
it was real.
Yeah, somebody will run down on you.
us living in that environment when we was young, that was normal for us.
It was
Mhm.
normal.
We don't know
Mhm.
until you get older. You out of that. It's like, yo, we was living in some
We wasn't
wild
supposed to
times.
survive.
Yeah.
It was built for us for disaster.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people ain't make
I know
it.
a lot of people that
are
ain't
about to
make
say
it.
that. A lot of
Yeah.
people ain't make it.
And a lot of people that's doing years, bro. Like,
Years.
Or they let society get to them. They on drugs.
yeah, they
Yeah.
How
all
many
done.
people we grew up with is finished right now?
Especially from
A
that
lot.
neighborhood I was
Females, too.
from,
Mhm.
they done, they cooked. Like, and it's crazy. So when I tell people, like, yo, not everybody's life is the same, you
Mhm.
know? You see America, even when I'm overseas, you see America, you think of it one way, it's not like
You
that.
think
in every
everybody
community.
doing good and successful,
like
the
that.
land of the free.
It's a struggle. When they hear I'm from New York, they be like, "Oh, you
Oh,
doing
yeah,
good?"
like,
Like
What?
what?
Nah,
It's a
nah.
You
struggle.
bugging. Shit is
New
real
York
out
is
there.
real. Exactly, facts, bro. So, and there's a lot of dudes out there, like you feel me, that wasn't doing nothing, got shot, and their life changed immediately. Their family lives changed, and like they don't know where to go. So
Right.
I try to advocate for them and let people know that there's other people in this world.
So what's your next big contest? What you got going
All
on
right,
now?
so next year I'm working on qualifying for the Paralympic Games. So first it's the Olympics, then it's the Paralympics, but we share the same site. We share the same facilities and everything. So that's in Paris at the end of 2024.
You get to
Um,
see Shorty that be running?
if I get there early enough, I can run into Shakari Richardson.
you gotta,
If I get there, but I met mad athletes. I met like Terrence Crawford before at the Olympic training facility. So we go there like once a year. Sometimes, depending on the year, it could be every 6 months. But like when we just came back from Dubai this summer, we stayed at the same hotel where the basketball players were staying.
Right, right.
So we run into a lot of different people just during the course of just
They was
competing.
terrible this year.
They was trash though.
Whoa, that was
Because they was
different.
busting it up. It was like Club Blue at the hotel.
Right.
So every night they running in Club Blue.
Oh yeah.
And that's
spinning-
why they was
That's why they
garbage.
not
That's why they
bro.
was trash.
They
That's why
was
they not
drunk. They
balling.
was hungover.
Spending 15, 20,000, one player,
Oh, they was, see, that's why, bro. They ain't
Yeah.
take it serious.
Yeah, these international people, they trying to win for that
Mhm.
prestige right there. But also I'm working on a denim line, called Red's Denim. That's gonna
That's
be
coming
out.
real soon.
Okay, that's coming soon.
Whatever
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a part of G baby is that's how we
I
do
need
it.
part of that, bro.
I got you,
I need
bro.
part of that.
Yeah, you're
I
gonna
need
be
part of that
tapped
for
in.
real.
Definitely
Tapped in with
tapped
that.
in.
So
Yeah.
what is it like that, you made so much success over your tragedy, right? How are people looking at you now?
Everybody try to get next to me now. It's different now. Things are different. Like, I'm just trying to do stuff to like inspire others, motivate others. I try to use, what happened to me and use that as strength, and that's just mostly because like it's so easy to just think about the situation and get depressed, or it's so easy to go down the opposite, just wake up. Especially for me, I could wake up any day and be like, I don't feel like doing nothing.
Right.
Nobody going like think nothing of it, They're gonna be like, he just tired today, or he don't
Mhm.
feel like it today.
Right.
But like that's easy. So for me to get up every day and do something at least productive, I think it helps inspires others. Like, yo, you could do this, that, and the third. You never know where life could lead you. You feel me? There's so many different avenues. And one of the
Fact.
things when we was on that couch, we like, yo, let's just do everything, People telling us like you should stick to one thing or find like one niche or one passion. It's like, nah, if you're passionate and skillful in a lot of areas, you should go for each and
for it.
all of
Yup.
those areas.
Yup.
And, your impact is gonna, come at some point. You don't know when your impact is gonna come.
You
but it's
see, you
gonna
found
come.
yours.
Yeah, facts,
You found yours, but you been an athlete,
I've
like
been
your
an
cousin was
athlete,
saying.
I've been into fashion. I always was into speaking. So like when I do speaking engagements, that stuff I always was doing
Mhm.
before my injury, I always was comfortable in myself and speaking to people. But sometimes life throw you lemons. That's why when I did the TED talk, I named it Life is Like Lemonade, because life throw you lemons, and it's up to you to make a sweet, refreshing beverage out of a sour fruit.
That's a fact.
So once you make that beverage, life is good.
That's a
I
fact.
don't really, I wake up every day, I'm like thankful, that I have the mindset, I created a foundation for myself where I could go and have an impact for years to come. That's what it's about, longevity.
That's what I was going to ask you. So
Yeah.
you got your own nonprofit.
Yep, I run my own
What is
nonprofit called the
that?
Garrison Redd Project. So I started that to help individuals that was newly injured just transition from where they're currently at with whatever abilities they have to outside world, getting involved in, getting back to work or getting back to whatever they was doing prior to their injury. I feel like one of the most important things is for people to go back and just adapt to whatever circumstance that was presented to them. Um, and then a lot of times, see, like when I got injured, it wasn't no social media. So like
Right.
I ain't see anybody in a chair that was cool or lit. The image I had was somebody that's gonna be miserable and all of that. And I'm like,
I can't do
man, I
that.
ain't with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm young, I'm lit. I already know that I could do so much different things in this world. I just don't know what. And then after a while, once you start making a couple of dollars and stuff and able to, to support yourself the way you want to support yourself, the rest of the stuff is easy because then your confidence rises, your
Right.
self-esteem rises.
Right.
Nobody can't tell you nothing because
So
you're
there
like,
wasn't no
yeah.
point in your life where you felt like you was gonna need somebody, like you was having to beg them to help you. It wasn't no point of embarrassment, nervousness. Like,
I mean, that's the humility of it, but I got over that while I was in the rehab. I was there for 11 months, so it was like all of that went out the window after a while, like
mhm,
after like 4 or 5 months. Of course I needed help in the beginning with everything, but as I got better and stuff and started learning my body, it was like, all right, I could do this. And then I didn't want any help either. Like I ain't want to go home and have to depend on somebody to help me, in the
right.
shower and stuff like that. I want to do everything I could do on my own. I wanted to do that on my own. And if something presented itself, like we outside in the stairs or something, if I'm with my cousin, I know I'm good.
You
Or
good, no
one of my
doubt.
good friends, like I got a few good, a couple of good friends that I know I'm good. And that's the only people I pretty much roll with. So I ain't really have that issue like how others had that issue. And luckily I was still, strong enough.
Everything's good.
Yeah, I had a whip. So
How
I was
you
able to get around.
drive? Like,
Oh, so it's a hand control. So it's a lever. They attach it to the pedals. Well, it's different ones, but
and I know that was crazy, but go ahead.
yeah.
Go
So it
ahead.
was installed. So it's installed in the car, whatever. Um,
The
and it runs through the
manufacturer of the
back.
car do it, or you
So,
gotta.
well, it goes. So there's different policies. So like right now, like before I had like a Ford, I had to go get that done on its
Mhm,
own. But now I got a Benz, they do that on it. I did it at the dealer. Like I
Okay.
told them where to go, and they went and got exactly what I wanted my car equipped with. They got it installed. And
Okay.
you just pull down for the gas and push forward for the brake. So
Wow.
it's pretty simple. It's not even as complicated. It might be simpler than driving regularly. You feel me? If I think about it. But
Wow.
yeah, that was pretty easy. Then my chair come apart, so I was able to take it apart. The frame weighed like 10 pounds. You just put it in the passenger seat and I'm out.
So is it? Do you always roll with G, or
Nah,
you
I'll be by
be by
myself
yourself?
most of the
Yeah.
time. 95% of the time by myself. I travel by myself.
He
I
be
just
having
came.
me
I
outside.
just came back
What?
from
Yeah, he be
LA.
having me
I was
outside.
in LA by
Wow.
myself. I take the plane, all of that by myself. I
Serious?
be out, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know how to maneuver. So I be everywhere. I went to DR by myself, all type of places. Yeah, I be
Nah, he be
dolly a
outside.
lot.
He
Yeah.
really be
Outside.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
never
what's
wanted
up,
to wait
bro.
on someone.
That's what's
So
up, bro.
that was one of the things, like, a part of my independence. I'm like, I'm not waiting on nobody. If it could be done, I'm gonna do it. That's that. And I figured it out. I'm like, all right, I'm out. So I was going to school by myself. Everything from day one, I was outside by myself. But like, if I want to go somewhere, of course, it's like anything. You link up with your
There's no
mans.
doubt. Yo,
It's
what's
regular.
the word? What's the
Yeah,
word?
it's regular.
But
So
everybody link up with him. He lit.
yeah.
Like you don't understand. Like I was the youngest one out of everybody we was chilling with. So
Mhm.
like I'm watching them. Like oh nah, and he the man. Like
Well,
everybody
we see that. I was like, yo, this nigga
everybody we with
fly.
was lit,
Yeah.
but this man is the man. He got me outside. He had me like enjoying life from a young.
Wow.
Like I'm
Yeah.
in Miami, 18. He got me outside in the clubs. I can't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They ID. No,
No
I'm
doubt.
Gucci.
Nah,
No
we
doubt.
good. Cause
He
life
said, "Yo,
is
Jay,
all
follow
about,
me."
it's all about personality. And
Yeah.
if whoever people gravitate towards good energy,
Mhm.
somebody who's cool and all of that. So like it was regular. Like I pull up to the club, like, yo, we in here tonight. That's
Right.
that. That's how it was in the beginning.
Did the guy that did that ever apologize? Did he get locked up?
Nah, you know how the hood is. Nobody gonna
Mm-hmm.
testify, none of that. So he was pretty much able to I
Get
guess
away
go
with it.
free. But I'm sure whatever happened to him, I don't really care. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about it. Yeah, like you ain't past me, so
yeah.
Yeah.
at the
I'm
end of the
just happy
day.
you good, bro. You
Yeah,
doing
man.
your thing.
Yeah, facts.
I want to see. I actually want to see you in action, yo. Where the USA games gonna be? It's gonna be in Japan somewhere.
Nah, next Paralympic Games is gonna be in Paris, and then we're gonna be in LA in 2028. It's gonna be the
Damn.
Olympics gonna be there. But yeah, so and
I need
then
to see you do that,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Well, you
yeah.
ain't
I
bring your
send you the
gold. You ain't bring your
links.
gold medals with you.
I ain't bring them this
Come
time.
on,
Next
son. You
time,
gotta bring a gold medal with you,
only brought the
bro.
Garrison chain today. Word.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, bro.
Give the people your Instagram. You give them people your nonprofit so they can
Yeah,
follow you.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. Reach out to me on Instagram at Garrison Redd, GarrisonRedd, to learn more also about what I'm doing. You could just Google me. That's my name right there. Everything will pop up. My children's books. I wrote children's books on inclusivity as well and diversity within the school system and within amusement parks. My nonprofit, the GarrisonRedProject.org. Definitely go support us. What else, G? Stay tuned for Red Denim.
Yeah, that's
Red's
dropping
Is
Denim
soon.
your
is
is your
a new
children
thing.
books about kids with disability?
Yeah, so there's the main character, he has a disability, but it just shows some of the things that people overlook with a child being wheelchair bound, having to go to school, so or go to the amusement
What's up?
park.
Yeah,
So some of the challenges, for y'all educators out there that's going to be watching the show, there's a lot of kids out there, they want to go to school, they want to be, socialized with others and everything. The only issue is some schools aren't accessible. So meaning like the
they don't have
blackboards is
elevators.
too high,
Mm-hmm.
no elevators. The bathroom isn't accessible for wheelchairs, in a lot of public schools, especially in New York City. So, these are little things that we overlook, but we should consider next time we design in a school or we at a board meeting and want to figure out ways we can adapt the school to make it accessible for everyone. Even the desk, for the student to be able to, easily roll under the desk so they could do their work. A lot of times those chairs is attached to the desk.
Mhm.
So how is he going to get him or her going to get under a desk if the
Right.
chair's attached to the
Right.
desk?
Yeah.
These are things that we typically don't think about, but there could be a kid right across the street from you or
That
right
want to
across the
go
street from the
to a
school.
regular school
Want to
but
go to a
can't.
regular exactly. You
Yeah.
gotta or get bused to school. Nobody want to be on that school bus if they don't have to be on the school bus.
Nah, that's a fact.
And
That's a
yeah,
fact.
and so that's
We
when
don't think about that,
we
bro.
don't. We
Yeah.
don't
We
at
don't
all.
think about
I'm
that.
be honest. I was one of those people that didn't think about these things until I started living with my disability, and then I started advocating. And then people wanted to change things and things of that nature. But like even the elevators, like at if you ever thought about it, how many elevators are at train stations in the hood? Like
None. Only
so.
certain stops.
So you want somebody, and then those elevators be broken or have the bums on it. So it's like now you want somebody to get out of the house, go to work, or do something, and then they don't even have the transportation to get to where they need to get to, you know, adequately. So that was, one of my big things. Like, I gotta bring awareness to it because there's people out there that don't know about it. And with me, it wasn't necessarily like telling other individuals with disabilities what they don't have. It's about telling people that I be around, able-bodied people
Yeah.
that just are unaware because they're not faced with those circumstances. So,
No doubt.
you know.
And you was earlier than motherfuckers that could use their legs.
Yeah, punctuality is everything.
That's a
The
fact.
key to success is getting there on time.
Nobody could come to this shit
Yeah.
late no more.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fact. You not set the
I
standard.
said, if I
You
could
got-
get here,
yeah.
I could get here.
Word the
Yeah.
fuck.
And that's
You just-
how it is, That's how we always kept everything consistent. And that's one of the reasons why I think we continue to succeed because we're going to show up on time. You feel me? I was like, I got to have G Bizzle here because he a part of the story.
No doubt.
He was there on the couch when we was thinking of things like the modeling thing and all of that. Like, when people seen me on Denim and Tears, my inbox going crazy.
Mhm.
Like, yo, you could get me this, you could get me this. But these are the same people I used to reach out to, like, yo, do a photo shoot for me.
And
Shit
it was
like
ignoring
that.
you.
Clip, like, I
Damn.
don't want to hear it. And then followers start going up and stuff like that. See me doing other things. They like, oh, nah, I want to do this. I got this concept for you and all of that. I'm like,
Nobody told me about you. Your page came across my timeline.
yeah,
I clicked on it
yeah,
and I was inspired.
yeah,
I hit you up and you responded.
yeah,
And now we here.
exactly.
But I appreciate you for responding. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because you
yeah.
ain't have to. You could have just looked at him like, nah. Kept it
Yeah.
pushing.
That's what people used to do to me at one
Right.
point. You feel me? And then it changes. So, like me, I'm always about being a part of somebody that's on a journey for, success. If I could be any part of it, that's where I come in at. If I can help in any way, I want to see everybody win. That's how I am.
No doubt.
Even people that hated on me, I want to see win. Like all I want to do.
Niggas still hating? Even hating on
I get the
damn.
hate. I get a lot of hate out here,
Shit,
a lot.
niggas still hating?
I get the trollers on the gram, leaving the wild comments. Like,
Word?
Yeah.
But
crazy.
why?
They sold
they
you.
whole team. They seen their girl like my pic or something.
That's
and
different.
They be mad. I
That's
don't know.
different. That's
I don't
different.
know.
Niggas hating on my nigga G
Yeah,
Redd.
they hate on me crazy, but it is what it is, I don't care about that.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Much success to you.
You already, bro.
G, baby, you already
Yeah.
know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Let the world know where your Instagram at, bro.
I love the dough. ILUVDOUHG.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Say one more, G Redd. Say one
Yeah,
more time.
yeah.
with the
Follow
fire.
me on the gram, Garrison Redd, GarrisonRedd. Also, you can look me up on Google. Everything
probably
that I'm
easier.
doing is right
Google him,
Google.
everything gonna pop up.
there. Yeah, just Google me.
Yeah.
Everything I'm saying is all facts, no
Yeah.
cap.
Yeah, all facts, no cap.
Yeah, and yeah. I'm here to, I'm out here trying to motivate others, inspire others to be the best version of themselves. Don't let
You
whatever
still in
happen
Brooklyn
to
or
you.
you moved?
I'm still in Brooklyn, but I be here, there. I be doing a
All
lot
over the
of
world, nigga.
West Coast, East Coast, what time it is, I don't know, everywhere. Dubai, Chile, this
All
year,
over the
been
world. World
all
tour shit.
over.
International
Mexico.
That's
yeah,
gangster.
Yeah.
That's
So,
gangster, bro. I'm proud of you, man.
Thanks, Brody. Yeah, this
proud
was
of you.
real. This was real right here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yo,
no doubt.
Brooklyn, moving forward. We out.
All right.
All right.
Hold on, I gotta take some pictures.
Yeah. Let's flick it up.